What's up YouTube, welcome back to Whacked Out ECIG. This is not a review video. What I've done is collected a bunch of different vape news from all over the place and I'm putting it into one video for you to watch and learn. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is advocacy, and CASA.org has their calls to action on their website that I want to remind you guys of, and this includes the California call to action for SBX 2-5, which would essentially classify vapor products as tobacco products, and I shouldn't need to explain why that's such a bad thing. Other states included are Rhode Island, Vermont, West Virginia, Utah, Alaska, Connecticut, Hawaii, Maryland, New Jersey, and Kansas, and that's just on the first page. So what you need to do is go in the description, find the link for the calls to action to CASA.org. It'll take you to the list, and that's only the first page. So find your state, do the call to action, and play your part. So the next place in trouble is Ontario, who the Vapor Advocates of Ontario, the advocacy group that is actively fighting to help us kind of like squash out some of these bad things in Bill 45. They just posted an update today saying, over the last 48 hours, a group of vapors from Ottawa have been working hard developing a web portal to simplify the response to the current Ontario government's proposal by having a template ready to go. This website will allow to have a current tally of how many responses have been sent, and we will be able to track via postal code in order to be able to ensure MPPs are aware of how many of their constituents sent responses. This site will be launched tomorrow via this group's Facebook page belonging to VAO, the Vapor Advocates of Ontario. So I'll put the link in the description for the Vapor Advocates of Ontario. If you're not on Facebook, when that website gets launched, I'll put it into the description of this video. So check back in a few days and see if it's on there, because this is pretty urgent. What you need to do is send an email to your MP, which instead of actually sending it to the MP, the Vapor Advocates of Ontario are asking to send it to bill45no@gmail.com. Basically, you want to put your name in the subject and also the name of your MP, and then write an email saying what you think about Bill 45 and how it's going to negatively affect you. On a lighter note, Mooch315 on Reddit, also known as Battery Mooch, has released his results on the Sony VTC3 18650 battery cells. His bottom line is that this is a hard-hitting 28 amp continuous battery that exceeds its 1500 mAh rating. It runs a bit too hot to be rated at 30 amps continuous, but its voltage at 30 amps pulsed is one of the highest, about equaling the VTC4. But at over 40 amps pulse, the VTC4 runs at a higher voltage. The VTC3 runs longer and hits harder than the LG HB series of batteries, but it runs hotter. Even at 45 amps continuous though, it never exceeded my 100 degrees Celsius safety limit. My opinion on that is that these batteries are great for low ohm builds, but as usual, you're sacrificing battery life for a lot of heat and a lot of vapor. So the note that I have for this next piece of news just says PlayStation Vape Control. Now if the first thing that came to your mind was a PlayStation controller in the shape of a glove that is also a vaporizer, you guessed correctly. Now I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that this is a complete bullshit article. It was written on thegamingfreepress.com, and according to this article, the PlayStation VPC Vape Pen controller is a 9cm black controller that interfaces with the PS4 wirelessly via Bluetooth. And their reasoning for it was Aikido Twan that said the PlayStation and e-cigarette demographic tightly overlaps. Now according to this article, Aikido Twan is the vice president of Sunrise Vape Technologies, who I've never heard of, and who I'm pretty sure does not exist because it does not show up in a Google search or anything. I'm pretty sure if this was to happen, which it is not going to happen because it's a stupid idea. If you have vaping, you buy an e-cig. If you want to play PlayStation at the same time, you buy your own PlayStation, and you do not combine the two in the same purchase. Either way, if someone was to make this, it would probably be Joytech. But yeah, I just thought that was fucking hilarious and ridiculous, and I thought I should show you guys so that if you see it, you know that I'm pretty sure Sunrise Vape Technologies does not exist, and you can buffer that argument out pretty quickly. I read another thing on Reddit that I thought was pretty interesting, and it was a post about how much money people spend on vaping every month. And there was a lot of variety of people spending a lot and a little, but the highest one that I saw was $1,000 US dollars a month on vaping stuff. Now, I think that's crazy. I think that's way too much money, and I don't have that much money to spend on vape stuff, but I get it. People spend a lot of money on their hobbies, things that they care about, things that they spend most of their time doing, so I understand it, but I just thought it was interesting that it's that much. I think that the average vapor that just does it to quit smoking and all they have to buy is their coils and juice and whatnot, that they're probably spending between $40 and $70 a month. But I don't know, what about you? How much money do you spend on vaping every month? I think it'll be pretty interesting to see. Finally, the last thing I want to talk about is new gear. Now this is a tough one because there's a lot of gear coming out all the time in vaping, but I'm going to focus on 3 today. First of all, for all you cheapies out there, you can go on Fast Tech right now and buy a clone of the K-Fun Mini V3 for about 12 bucks. Now it is a 304 stainless steel version, and they do have a 316 version for about 18 bucks, but I am in love with my my authentic that I've just reviewed, and I kind of want to buy the clone just to see how it compares. The next piece of gear is for the cloud chasers. Geek Vape just announced that they're working on the Griffin 25, which is a 25mm version of the original Griffin RTA that has a standard version and a top airflow version. The standard has a capacity of 6.2 mils and the top airflow one has 6 mils, so not a big difference, but I think this could be a good competitor for the Gemini tank or the VCMT, so we'll just have to wait, I guess. The last piece of gear is for all you high-end vapors. If you've heard of Eden Mods, you've heard of the Snapdragon, you've heard of the Rose, and they've just released a photo of their Rose 3 that they're working on. Now, I guess a lot of people were asking about it and they got tired of it, so they put together a photo shoot for it and released this. Now, I don't know about you, but I kind of want it. And that's all the news that I have for you today. I'm sure there's a lot more going on in vaping, but if there is more that you want to know about, let me know and I can always make another video. So if you like the video, give it a like, give it a share, and subscribe to the channel for more of these and more reviews. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon.